Are you ready to rumble? Boxing match today. Welcome back, traders. Today we are watching some very spicy cryptocurrency moves. Some coins really pushing their highs and potentially seeing some big returns into 2024. So today we're going to talk about 4 altcoins that are going to make millions in 24. Of course, many will. And no one really knows what's going to happen, but I'm going to show you 4 of them today that are making serious moves. None of them are an endorsement specifically. We're just looking at charts here, and we're kind of fishing for the Degen plays while the rest of the market stays sideways. So thanks for joining again. Make sure you smash the likes and subscribes. Shout out to our sponsors, FEMX and LuxAlgo, #1 in crypto trading exchanges and tools. But let's get into the content. So basically, we have been seeing Bitcoin trade relatively sideways or maybe down a little bit over the last week, but some altcoins are making wild moves. Now, lots of them are putting on some serious gains, but I've picked 4 for a specific reason that I'm going to share with you guys as we get into these. Doesn't mean everything else can't run. There's going to be other winners, and heck, some of these even might be losers. But at least right now, they are leading the pack, and things are rather spicy on these charts. Simply looking at the biggest gainers over the last week, we're going to find a few of these. In the first place on the Coinbase listing and the meme extravaganza, BONK is up 136%. This is pretty wild stuff. We've been charting this for weeks on this channel, and it's finally looking like it's going to hit our target. You better believe we're going to be checking that out. Osmo up 73%. We haven't looked at that actually, but worth taking a note of. I have the chart pulled up earlier. It's not quite in the condition of these other coins, so it's not going to make our list today. INJ up 72% at $33. Crazy calls on this channel over the last few weeks, and they're finally coming true. They're Kuji. I haven't heard of Kuji. Guess that's up there. Maybe I'll take a look at some point. Woo Network almost made the cut, but it did not. We have Celestia down here at 43%, trading at $13. At a 7-day change, that doesn't look so big. Maybe it does. But if we look at maybe a monthly change, this coin has put on crazy % gains. Some notes, some kind of notable ones. We have Avalanche at $40 right now. I almost made the list as well. Immutable up 41%, ICP up 37%. We have some pretty big gainers here. When we sort by daily, it's about the same result. Interesting. Anything right now? Woo Network, Tau's on there as well. All right, so let's jump into these. While things aren't so interesting, our risk appetites increase. We look for bigger gains. Whether or not that's a good idea, well, that's up to you. But right now, this seems to be what's happening. So let's take a look at these. We're going to start it off with the obvious BONK. BONK proving itself to be the Pepe of 23/24 here. Or maybe the SHIB or the DOGE. Again, another DOGE or another dog-related coin seemingly winning the meme game. When we first started looking at this, I want to say it was down here in November. But if we go back to October, this coin was trading at less than 1/10 of what it is right now. Since October to right now, 16,000% gains to the all-time high earlier today, to 20,000% gains. While this certainly could have more upside, and our target hasn't hit yet, I'm going to share these with you, but our target hasn't hit yet. We are very close. Buying something 20,000% up is probably the definition of degen. So if you are getting into these coins, and this probably goes for all of them, know what you're doing. A spot position versus a perpetual or future leverage position. You're going to treat these differently. I wouldn't go after any of the charts today that I'm going to be talking about with leverage, but there might be some kind of spot plays here. When you see a coin move 20,000%, you know stuff's hot in crypto. That's a testament to how you don't need leverage. You don't need to use it, especially on these low liquidity kind of hype coins. A spot position can get you even 20,000%. So keep that in mind. Keep your risk management tight. So BONK, what we were looking at is once it broke its all-time high, we used our Fibonacci extension and retracement tool, as we always do, and basically connected our all-time high to our all-time low. And we look on a break of that all-time high, we look forward to move to the 1618 and potentially even the measured move target, or the 2 extension. So where we are right now, I'm going to talk about these basically in numbers that are easier to do. So for the sake of this, 28.7 is what BONK is trading at. Yeah, it's 0.0000287, but we're going to call it 28.7 for the ease of it. Our 1618 target sitting at 37.55. You guys saw me literally in the last live trading stream set a sell order at that price. It has not filled yet. Currently trading at 28, call it 28.7. That 37.5 is roughly another 30% to the upside. Now, nothing guarantees that the rally will end there. However, we do see in the years of watching charts here, these extensions tend to be profit-taking targets. So my non-financial advice, but what I would do, and what I am doing, I showed you, is I am going to look to shave off a little bit of profit here at 37.5, that 30% move to the upside, if it hits. If we see BONK continue to run, that's when things can get very, very interesting if they aren't already. They are already. If they get very, very interesting on a break of that target. We've seen many coins do this. It might be hard pressed for BONK with how much it's grown over the last month, but this is crypto and anything is possible. The next upside target for us would be that 2 measured move sitting at 135. The reason that's pretty explosive, it's another 200, 300% move up from where we are right now. I think FOMO, if it isn't already peaked, will see a rather noticeable peak in excitement if we get to those numbers. All of these are high risk. Trading is high risk. Most people lose money trading. Don't be one of them. Don't be an idiot. Practice risk management, trade smart, guys. But BONK is absolutely impressing me. This has been a wild rally. Just remember, all good things come to an end, and when they do, it usually doesn't feel great. So let's move on to number 2, INJ. Exact same analysis, exact same thing as we just talked about. Taking our all-time high to our all-time low, we look for that extension again. INJ broke $27, I think 2 or 3 days ago. That was its previous all-time high, and now there's not really that much that we're looking for to the upside. At $32, I think we can take the logical, psychological levels here. So we'll say 50. Let me make this exactly 50. We could even say 100. While these aren't Fibonacci extension targets, we're not getting them from our tool like we usually do. They are just psychological levels. They're numbers that people very easily can comprehend. And so people tend to set limit sell orders or take profit at these numbers. So 50 and 100 likely to at least put a little damper on a rally if we see INJ continue to push up past all-time high, just like BONK. However, our target to mirror the BONK move, 237, is almost $200 on INJ. This one is maybe a little more hopium, a little bit more, I don't even know what to call it, bait for FOMO. That is a 500% move to the upside. These numbers are all very realistic, these extensions, under the condition that the crypto market continues to show strength. Bitcoin doesn't see a massive retracement back down to the lows. In those conditions, we are likely to see these at least hit the 1618. Maybe if we continue into next year with this strength, we'll see them push to those 2 measured move targets. And for those of you looking for that moon fuel, that moon hopium, the moon target, the 2 measured move is at $660. Completely possible if things continue to rip. Maybe I should be pointing these out as well. The previous all-time high on INJ at 27, potentially a really great re-entry or entry into this coin. Chasing things on the way up is not really my style. It's very high risk, doesn't play out well, but it'd be 27 for INJ, and it looks like 4.9 for BONK. I forgot about that one. Forgot to get that in. But those are all reasonable. If you have a leverage position and you're looking to trade this, that $50 target is probably about as far as you want to ride it. Probably about as far as you want to ride it. But if you have a spot position really from anywhere over the last, well, let's just say even ever before right now, that $200 target may not be out of reach. It is unlikely to come tomorrow. It's unlikely to be on a timeline that you want, but it's looking pretty likely if things continue. And so far, I have not seen any weakness of note in the market yet. On the yearly turn into 24, maybe we'll see a change in tune, but until then, we're really just riding this wave into the end of December. Number 3 of our 4 coins to make millions in 2024, ORDI. ORDI has been making moves as well. You can see I picked these charts for a very specific reason. All of these coins have broken past their previous all-time highs. Some of them don't have as much traded history like ORDI. There are some kind of issues at play with ORDI as well, with the Bitcoin developers or devs not really loving the clogged up network, looking to patch them out. They do have kind of a troublesome future. If that is possible, that would put the brakes and pretty much destroy all BRC20 projects. However, I will tell you my thoughts on this. I think it's incredibly unlikely. I think it's incredibly unlikely that we actually see this implemented into the network, basically removing BRCs. What is much more likely is that devs will come up with some solution, they'll propose it, but when it goes to the miners to signal for it, to put this code into action, the odds of that happening, in my opinion, are almost zero. Basically, ordinals clogging up the network, as a lot of maximalists are saying, results directly in higher miner profits. Miners have no incentive to pass this or to enforce this because they're just going to be losing money. I think it goes to the devs make the patch, and then the miners say, we don't want this. I think ordinals are likely, or BRC20 is likely here to stay, but it does have some kind of cautious things ahead of it. So let's look at the chart again. Same deal. That's what I love about them. This made it easy today on Friday. Taking our all-time high and our all-time low, we use our fib extension tool because ORDI has never traded previously above its all-time high. We have no real resistance. We have only profit takers. And as prices never traded here, there aren't clearly defined levels. That's why we use this tool. The 1618, our first extension, our first upside target for breaking an all-time high, is pretty wild too. Already looking at $100 to maybe $125. That is a 2x, a little bit bigger than a 2x here today. Our measured move to target at 308. I could definitely see this if everything goes smoothly. If these aren't kicked off the network, peak bull run, I could see $300. $300. That'd be a 6x from here. Pretty good, pretty decent. Just like I said about INJ and BONK, 2961 was the previous all-time high. Weirdly close to the 27 of INJ. Fun fact. But likely, whether it is sooner or later, this happened with Link. Link's previous all-time high was $10. It broke it in 2020, and it eventually came back to test that as support. It did hold, but these may come back as entries. They might just be very far away. So practice risk management. I gotta stop saying that now. I said it a bunch of times. Last one up on the list of our altcoins to make millionaires is Tau or Bittensor. This one really putting on the gas, and maybe not percentage-wise, 700%, not quite percentage-wise as large as BONK, but when we look at the extensions, we do see it has made some serious progress. We've been looking at this one since it broke its previous all-time high, $120, potentially a great entry if it comes back. But it is past the 618, $285. We hit that, I believe, in November. Yeah, back in November. And now it is slowly but confidently making its march to $488. We could call it 500, kind of rounding to that psychological. That isn't quite as big of an upside. What you might notice about all 4 of these charts is basically the more gains they've made past their all-time high, the less X kind of upside we're looking at with these extensions. These are a really powerful tool. I do want to remind everyone, there is no guarantees. All of these could just go down tomorrow. I don't think that's likely. But trading is risky, fam. Trading is risky. And that's why you're looking for altcoins to make you a millionaire in 2024. I wish you all the best of luck with that. All right, I did my little intro thing. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to get a little cut because I want to see if I can just snip that, make that into a video, and publish it on its own. I don't know really anything about any of these coins, honestly. Specifically, I just know what's been going on with them lately and their charts. Really don't want you guys to think I'm saying you should all buy them or something. Please don't take anything I say as financial advice. But these are just 4 coins that are past all-time high that continue to make gains. So if we're going to make a clickbait video about becoming a millionaire in 24, we might as well look at the coins that are putting on gains and put them out there. So think of what you wish. Let me see. We have a new subscriber. It's a little bit quieter of a day, but we got a new one joining the fray. What is up, Xpondy? Xpondy. Subscribed. You're a new viewer. What's up, guys? Everyone, I thank you for joining us on a Friday. We're just getting this stream kicked off, so grab your brews, roll one, smash the likes, subscribe, share the stream. You know the deal. We're going to look at some corn. We're just going to shoot the shit. It's Friday. If you're here today, I want to know. And, let's do that first. I want to know. Let me see who I see. Alex Wells, always here. OG, love that guy. What's up, B. Baker? Here a lot as well. Bad Baptist, Chewy Citadel Gang, Climate Protesters, my new favorite meme username. We need to get them out, and we need to end fossil finance, Jay. End fossil finance. Someone shut the effing door. What's up, Crimson Caravan Company? Good to see you, brother. Crypto 420, as always, chilling in the live stream. Probably really high. That's good. What's up, Crypto Hub? Dave P, Dimitri Savides, Donato Cabrera, Fedox, Fiber, Splice God, Fish Kill a Foxy Thorny, my guy. How you doing, brother? Happy Friday. Gail Mondesir, Gina's boyfriend. Maybe we can be friends. We can share. What's up, Imperivum, John Connor, Lace Connolly, Lee Cable Lee, Kaholafi. I don't know if I ever say that right, man, but love to see you here every day. Shout out to you. Lit Dog 87, Mama Jedi. How you doing, Mama? Mighty Mike Bennett, Mikey Brenton, Oluji, OpticalArt.com. Steve, how you doing, Steve? I don't know if I actually saw you in chat yesterday, or not yesterday, Wednesday. I'm sure you were there, but I don't know if I saw it. I was pretty carried away. Let me find Optical Art in the chat. Here he is. Bonkers. Take profit and get out. I mean, well, yeah, probably. He said probably as he made a video about it making millionaires next year. Let's see. Check out opticalart.com, guys. Friend of the channel, great guy. He is the bearishness to my bullishness. He's a talented analyst. Nice dude. 10 out of 10. Check him out. Subscribe to him. I see Flesk. Pickle Rick, you're back, dude. You were new last stream, and now you're back. Hell yeah, I'm Pickle Rick. What's up, Psychedelic Astronaut, Rajan, Sahota, Raz Van, Robert Louis, Robert Neitz, Savage Trades, Scar Sizzle, Sir Munchalot, Pseudomass, Squash Buckland, Scallywag, T-Bone. What's up, T-Bone? Happy Friday. Theo's Borns, Take Profit, The Atom Project, Pickle, Tillin, my boy Tillin, Tony Pacello, Up and Down, Venom Hex, Wick, Xcal, Lion, Monkey, Crypto Surfer. I got through the whole list, and before I could, you guys subscribed. I fucking love it. I love it. Fish Killer subscribe. Maximus91, P Naku. Welcome to the fam. Welcome to the fam. Glad you found us. What are you guys looking at today? Tell me in chat. What are you looking at today? What coins? What charts? How you feeling? Also, while people are doing that, if you are new, meaning you found this channel for the first time today, let us know in the chat. Tell us you're here. This has been a really cool opportunity to welcome people in and to get a gauge on kind of the new viewership, the new traffic, the energy in the market. So if you're new here, put it in the chat. Let me know. But also tell us, how did you find the stream? Did you find it on your homepage, search, suggested? I don't know, whatever. I'm curious. Let me welcome you. Let me welcome you. John Shuma, your mom. No, your mom, dude. Your mom. Bonk, AVAX. Yep, AVAX. I wanted to do AVAX in the video, but AVAX, I was going through them and I was like, dang, there's some pretty good candidates. But AVAX hasn't broken its all-time high. So it didn't really fit. I was like, well, I have like 3 of them that broke all-time high. Maybe I'll just do those, because those are the easiest, the most simple, maybe, without getting into charts and complexities too much. Yeah. AVAX is hitting a little resistance there on the BTC pair. What about the dollar pair? It doesn't seem to give an F. Honey badgering. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Heading to that $50 mark. $60 target from a little bit ago. AVAX pushing through our inefficiency in price action in 22 in May on that drop down. Very inefficient price. Thus, once we retake the area of efficiency, we typically see price move very quickly through that void left by the inefficiency. That was kind of redundant, but whatever. We drew this arrow a while ago. Break 30 bucks. We're looking for 64 pretty quickly. This hasn't moved quite as fast as I would have expected, but is putting on gains day over day, looking strong. An entry at $30.89, that previous resistance that broke. If it comes, likely a solid entry. If it doesn't, good luck. Just good luck to you. AVAX is definitely on my radar, though. Just a lot of them are. Just didn't fit that narrative that I wanted to craft for our clickbait. HNT, of course, Pickle wants to look at HNT. And funny enough, HNT also was on the chopping block, but it did not make the cut. What's up, Bengals? They're looking at Chax, Grum, ML, Myra, Titan X. I've never heard of any of those, my friend. I've never heard of any of those. Wild. Wild. HNT, we'll look at HNT too. I pulled it up, but I want to stick in the chat. What's up, Stoby? How does VET look? That's a good question. Jeroen Regier says, say my name. I don't know if I said it right, but I tried. What's up, Adari Aiden Veach? Hey, hey. Immortal Soup's looking at comp. Raz Finish was good, man. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. That means a lot. Means a lot. Psychedelic Cosmetology. You should, you and Psychedelic Astronaut. Maybe you should form a friendship. Dr. Crypto, good day to you. Good day to all of you. What's up, Janix? Been heckling Steve for many years, so we'll keep it up. Don't let Steve get away with this shit. Love you, Steve. What's up, Rajan? Inspect Coin. Has Coin moved? It was at 150 on Friday. Did it move? It was kind of like browse charts today. Nah. Still chilling. Still chilling. Actually, still chilling, but right there at the previous high. 147.80. How long do we have left in the day? Like 2 hours? Yeah. You got 2 hours. A close here on Coin at 147.80 does set it up for a nice little Monday move here. You did have resistance at 147. You broke it. Here you are in the day. If you move lower, things start to look not so great, especially if you close in that daily today lower. Maybe intraday would be okay, but we only have 2 hours. Closing here would be pretty solid. A nice SR flip. Likely in alignment with our $208 target. I mean, Coin is one of the biggest inverse head and shoulders just that's related to crypto at all. Left, head, right. You even have like a neckline rejection at 70. Like, this is on the weekly. Coin looks so beast. To return to 200 bucks for Coin, I think is a really easy prospect. Super easy prospect. Then you're basically after 200, you're looking for 381, your all-time high. This is pretty wild. I wonder what will happen to crypto when Coinbase breaks its all-time high. I wonder what that will mean for Bitcoin and altcoins. I have no idea. Owen looking for a short on INJ. You just said short it, and then you say, is a dump coming? Are you just trying to FUD it? AKA, are you short on it, my friend? It's okay if you are. What's up, Kelly Clicker? How you doing, Kelly? Looking at ICP. It's not the first person to say ICP today. Let me pull it up, but I want to talk about HNT really quick. We're just going to go through them. I don't want to spend 20 minutes on each altcoin. HNT has been putting on some sick gains. Like, let's go. Let's fucking go, guys. I've been putting on some sick gains. Climbing from basically $1 now up to about $9 or trading at $8 today. This is great. This is great, but we're in that kind of awkward situation as a chartist here where you had a really big run up. You're right below your 618. You're right below the 618 retracement here. Breaking through, you're looking for like 15. You're looking for it to double again and then potentially double again back to the all-time high. Potentially. But you do have some very serious profit-taking potential at $9 or resistance. And after a run-up like this, you are leaving some inefficiency on your chart. We are seeing this actually start to evolve amongst a lot of altcoins, these inefficiencies. And just like we were talking about on AVAX, let me pull this back up. Just like this. Just like AVAX on the way down, when you make these inefficiencies, when the market moves in just one direction, it does not efficiently distribute and accumulate coins or dollars, whatever, you end up having to pay the piper. So even on the way up, like actually AVAX is right now, it does have some efficiency, but these moves typically signal a future retracement or future reversal. What was I looking at? Yeah, so at some point, will HNT come back to fill these in? I would say probability would say it's likely. It's likely. There's no guarantee. But at 314, HNT could be a good trade. Potentially you only get like $5. Could be a good trade as well. I don't really know what I would do with this. I wouldn't go long looking for $9. But then I also wouldn't short the $9 resistance here. This is kind of the position we're in with this, I want to say, blossoming bull market as it's evolving. This is kind of the position we're in. We get these giant moves up to resistance, which statistically are the least successful places to long into resistance. However, they have rather consistently broken those resistances and moved to the next one. And that's just a hard trading game. They're offering no pullbacks, they're offering no good entries, basically saying, if you weren't here for the long haul, if your hands aren't diamond, you don't get none of these gains. You may find some success like I have, just kind of getting a little bit of spot when things break out and just crossing your fingers. But this is a very risky trading time. Very risky. All right, we'll look at ICP for the Kelly. You better be thankful, Kelly. You better be thankful. No, I'm just kidding. Well, no, I'm not kidding. We can look at Sol as well. I don't know. Did I see people say they're new? Do we have no new viewers? Let me scroll back up. What up, Crypto Dave? I missed your shout out. What's up, brother? End my suffering. Look at Phil Ace DMTR. Fahid looking at Sneck and Freya. FET is going well, says Zachary Gilbert. Love the shades. Thank you. The Osborns in all caps. Appreciate you, brother. I almost wore the other ones today. I don't know. I don't think I saw anyone say they're new. Maybe my chat froze. It does that a lot. What's up? I need my COD and D Godfather, Theta and T Fuel. Let me look at ICP first. You're new, Kelly? Well, you're getting the greatest treatment then, because I pulled up ICP. Now let's take a peek. Let's zoom out. ICP. All right. Hold up. Give me a sec. 640, not bad. Yeah, all right. So we were just talking about some charts that this potentially could end up looking like. Where were you? Where are we here? Okay, so actually I'll compare this to AVAX. You had the drop and then the bleeding lower low, lower high into basically breaking your descending trend line and rallying, moving back to what, the 618 basically. Yeah, $50, $60. I see a lot of similarity here when I look at ICP. On the month, you had efficient price action, right under $10, I'll say. As you pushed lower and lower, and you eventually reversed. ICP did break past this descending trend at 550. Its monthly resistance there at 640. All that is left in the way for ICP is $10. That's it. And at this point, it's trading at 725. $10 looks pretty likely. $10 looks pretty likely there. Looking to our left, this is where our efficiency in the market is. This is where our resistance and support is. If we break $10 on ICP, 1980, $20, looking very juicy on the monthly time frame. That's where we see a little bit of efficient market action, price hanging out there, not moving quickly through. Coins are being distributed, they're being accumulated before the market moved lower. There are buyers trapped at about $20. That creates resistance when you refill it or retest it, as people trapped here since the March of 22 may look to get out at that same price after holding it through, wow, a 90% drop. Wow, if you hold this through, that's wild. But the good news is that is where you start to see this inefficient price action again above $10. If you break it, you're looking for 20 rather quickly. Because the monthly has pushed past a local monthly resistance at 640. Got 16 days left. I guess anything could happen before the end of the month. But if ICP closes above 640 for the month, things are looking pretty great for that $10. Something tells me we might see it before then. Let me see. You might be seeing it before then. That is looking rather possible. One sec. I want to see what LuxAlgo is saying about this. I'm curious. I've been incorporating it into my analyses. There we go. LuxAlgo rather bullish on ICP for the week. Literally this week. If we look at the resistance band created on the weekly for ICP, it has only trended down in its existence. This week is the first week it may look to move above it. So we're looking at 640 for the month. Let's call it 640 for the week. Close above 640, and I think you're headed for $10 quickly on ICP. Ta-da. That's just for you, Kelly. It's just for you. I'm going to close some more of these charts. I've noticed having too many charts open lags the shit out of my computer now in TradingView. I don't know why. Actually, it really just lags TradingView. It doesn't even lag anything else. Got alerts set. Let me see. More alerts. Can never have enough alerts. Here we go. So if those move, I'll know. If those move, I'll know. Bitcoin has the most efficiency to the upside. Bitcoin is just the best, my friend. That's all. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. What's up, TJ? How are you, bro? How's your Friday going? What's up, Han So Slow? Meme coin on Avalanche. What's up, Brian Penny? Thoughts on Aurora? Never heard of it. What is it, Brian? What's up, Alzemeq? How you doing, dude? All these alts are oversold. Will stop versus Guru. Oversold. So, well, certainly the entire space was crazy oversold at the end of 22. Like, in a way, I don't think it's ever been. You're back. What up? He's back, baby. What's up, Doug Schminky? Message retracted. Jay, what do I think about ARB? You know, I haven't looked at it. People have requested it. We've looked at it over the last few months. I don't really think I've noticed. Ooh, I don't really think anything too bad has happened. Nice. Did not come down here. Let's get rid of this. Hours. Hey, I said no. There we go. We had a few solid trades hit. A few solid longs that, the one with our higher take profit still hasn't taken profit yet. We had some good trades there to $1.17. And this hasn't moved yet, has it? It's interesting. I'm not necessarily saying this is ARB, but as a general idea, this might be what you want to look for. You might want to be looking for alts that haven't really hit those headlines yet. They haven't made their big move. And I would say ARB is one of them here. Kind of sitting out most of this rally. Traded to $1.20. Ooh. Traded to $1.20. See, this is why I always pull up the months, guys. You probably are wondering, why does he always pull up the monthly time frame? Look at this. Look at the monthly time frame. We took longs from monthly, just the monthly local support. They hit, profits hit. ARB, there might be more history for this. I'm not sure. But we do have this significant resistance at $1.17, and we've seen that come into play, I'd say for weeks now, probably, pushing price back down. This month did hit a higher high, a close above 117 into 2024. Look very good for ARB, in my opinion. That would look like the rest of the market. It's kind of interesting this hasn't moved in the same fashion. And it's also interesting that your next upside resistance is just $1.40. It's weird. It's weird. It's like much smaller. I guess the all-time high at $1.82. What we can do for this, for the ARB bulls, for the ARB hopium smokers, is we can do our moon math. We can do our moon math. If ARB follows the rest of the market, if it breaks its all-time high of $1.82, just like at the beginning of this episode, we talked about 4 altcoins that were doing this. Our 1618, our extension, our target for price discovery, $3.18. That's like a 3x from here. 2 measure move sitting at about $5. It's like a 5x. I wonder if there's more history. But even though this hasn't made gains, I guess the good side is you are at resistance and you only really have one more above you. Really only have one more. Those gains could be larger. We've seen larger, but yeah, I don't know. This chart is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting there. Ditto, yeah, trading views lagging. They must have changed something. I don't know what's going on with that. VeChain says Spark Lit. Someone else asked for VET. I'll pull it up. Will there be a massive sell-off by the end of the year? Says Silver. Who knows? You know, probably. Probably. I don't know if by end of year. It might be by end of year or into January. I would be blown away if we don't get a sell-off kind of across the market, not just in Bitcoin, but in stocks and alts, gold even. If we don't get that, I think 2024 is going to be maybe the craziest bull run we've ever seen. Maybe. It would be very normal, in my opinion, to see either into the end of this year close lower or see a sell-off in January. We really heated up healthily this year, but we're very hot now. And to see just a little shaking, you know, like the new year opens, everyone goes, oh, I waited all last year. Now this year I'm getting in. Just to see that retrace a little bit would add up. It would rhyme with what I know about the corn. I'm going to look at VeChain here rather quickly. VeChain doing some cool stuff, but not really too exciting yet. Maybe following those ARB footsteps. So something I do like about VET, down here at your low, here's your efficiency and price action, right? Right here. 3.4 cents. There's your last resistance of real significance. What I do like as well is we had a broadening, expanding, falling wedge. This played out over the course of almost 2 years. Finding a flat topped resistance, your lows came down, and that might not sound good. However, there are many charts that painted this bottom and went on to make some very serious gains. I'm not quite done with VET, but I'm going to pull up something for you here so your brains can make some connections on the charts. Looks very similar to down here with Link. Same pattern. Relatively flat top, lows kept coming down. And look what happened. You blasted back up to your efficiency and price action, right? Inefficient, you fell, you traded sideways, you blasted through that inefficiency. That is looking kind of like VET here. If that were to play out in the same fashion, I think we see a trade do 5 cents. Currently, there's so many numbers on here. Currently trading at 3. So a little bit less than a 2x. Basically, just to come back, fill some of this efficiency, you may look for a test of 8 cents. March's high. We've seen a lot of coins move back to those numbers. Not quite there yet. But I like this bottoming. I would say, as much as I'm not like a VET fanboy or something, I like this chart. What I would be looking for is very simply, see, we already cracked a nice long there. I would be looking, yeah, it's right here. I'd be looking for this. You got this. I moved it over. I forgot at the beginning of the episode. I would be looking for this, and that's a test of 3.4 cents, potentially returning to 2.7. And that's where you can look potentially to snake that long. I don't really know how I'd do the stop here. Maybe I'd reverse it. Just put the take profit and find the ratio I want. Here we go. Could even be like that. 2.7, 2.69, nice. Potentially a strong entry back into VET at support. And the reason I think that I'll go with that is going back to Link, going back to the similarities here. You had a really similar thing where you reached back up for the last time and you made a higher low. And if you guys remember, we were actually looking for that higher low for weeks on Link. It finally came, but I would expect VET to do something kind of similar here with a smaller, higher low pullback. And I think that 2.7 cents looks pretty spicy there. I think that looks pretty spicy for it. So there's VET. Done. Let me refresh the chat. I'm getting distracted. Aurora. Is it Brian? Yeah, Brian Penny, you said that earlier. Is 30 now. 30 cents now. Its all-time high is $32. So it's down 99%, Brian. You got diamond hands, brother. What's up, D-Lee Crypto? JTO. I don't know what that is. THETA and TFU. You have been asking for a while, Godfather. I'll pull up THETA. THETA hasn't moved. So guys, usually when I don't pull up charts, it's because I have alerts set. I watch all of the charts. I have alerts set. And when I don't look at them, it's because they haven't done anything yet. Is what it is. THETA Theta hadn't done anything yet. Despite this month being some crazy gains for many a coin, Theta's still chilling at $1. It's nice that it took it back. It's a nice target. It's a nice target to hold. You do see maybe some similarities here of that broadening descending wedge. You do. Let's actually do it this way. The end of your efficiency. Right here. The end of your efficiency, $1.37. Hasn't quite broken it yet, but a break of $1.37 does set you up for some bigger gains on Theta. I have Theta, by the way. I bought some of it a long time ago. I actually was one of their OG streamers on their thing. Funny. Small world. I'm not exactly sure where this line is from. This is an older chart. Just like you guys, I'm always improving. I'm always getting better, so I always have to change the way I do things. Here's the way I'd see it. You break 134, you're looking for $3. There it is. Just like VET, just like Link, maybe you see a test of $1 after 137 and you move to 3. The market's still trending up. That looks pretty good. That is where your efficiency begins. You have real resistance up here above $3 to about $3.50. $5 would be next up on top of that. It's not so bad. It's interesting. Theta does seem to have broken its downtrend last month and put on 40% gains. This month only 6%. Kind of weird to see some of these coins like almost sideways while the rest of the market expands. I don't really think that it's that the coin's weak or bad or whatever. I think it's just kind of the cyclical nature of how these things pump. They kind of take turns. That's why I was railing on about, a few streams ago about the common scenario, especially for newer investors, to be in crypto where they have their portfolio built. They've bought the coins they believe in. They're set. Their bags are packed. But then they see all these other coins move, like BONK right now. And the natural urge is to sell your coins that aren't moving and buy into the bonks, into the INJs, the ORDIs, whatever, the TAOs. And basically what you do then is you're selling your positions down here at the, what I'll call bear market low for now, knock on wood, to buy other coins that have done this. So now you're essentially selling low to buy high. Happens on repeat. It's such a natural thing to want to do. Be aware of that feeling. Be aware of that feeling. And sometimes it will be too powerful for you to really not do, to prevent yourself from doing. If you find yourself in that situation, feeling very emotional, I would always recommend taking a break, walking away, get your mind off of it, come back to it. But if you do that and you come back and you still feel the same way, what I would at least pray or beg you guys to do would be, instead of selling your entire position in something that hasn't moved, maybe cut it in half, right? You have something that's moving, cut it in half, put the other half in something that you're FOMOing into. All out, all in, not very successful in crypto in my experience. Usually leads to loss, but maybe half, maybe a quarter. Take some percent, because as soon as you go out of these coins, as soon as you sell them for something else, I don't know how it's possible, but that's always when it seems to reverse and the coin you sold seems to go up. It's almost a joke. I don't know how, but somehow crypto manages to target every single person personally. That's how it feels. That's just how it feels. Check out Uni and Link for comparison. Pepito. Don't buy shit coins at the top. No FOMO. Exactly. And don't sell your shit coins at the bottom. On the other side of that coin. Other side of that coin, don't sell them at the bottom. Don't buy them at the top. You're doing it backwards. I'm not super excited about Uni, unfortunately, Pepito. I mean, I guess I see what you were saying, but at the same time, these wicks kind of invalidate it. They kind of make it different. Not to say we haven't seen coins put in that bottom. Ethereum put in a higher low bottom. It was much steeper with more tests to resistance. While Uni is under 655, not super amped about it. Close this month above 655, look for 8. 8, you look for 12. Your efficiency is right here. Uni does have like a rare double dip though when it comes to efficiency, or kind of these resistances or upside we look for. It's kind of got a double dip. you do have your monthly crap right here, back from July, like every chart. But if you retake that, you find yourself at your monthly order block over here. This is very efficient price action. It's at $10, $11. But then you have another kind of gap above it. You have this efficiency up here and this down here. If you break 10, you can go back close to the all-time high actually pretty quickly. My problem, though, looking at it, and this is just a very simplistic overview on the month, you traded above resistance, you're back below it. So get back above 655, and then we'll start talking about this run to 10, potentially 20. All right, I've just shotgun fired a bunch of charts in a row. I'm not gonna do another one in a row right now. So if you request one, tough shit. Tough shit. I want to like not just do chart after chart after chart. What's up, Jess? How you doing, Jess? Check leash, LTC. Dude, are you serious about knowing JTO? Of course I am. Like, how is that surprising to you? How is it surprising that I don't know what a random thing is? Like, this is the first time. Oh, this is what Bear has been talking about. I don't know anything about it. It just looks like a VC coin. It's traded for an entire 8 days. How do you not know what it is, Tom Crown? Really? Really? Really, guys? Come on. Woo. Yeah, I didn't look at Woo, but it was up there. It almost made the list today. I wonder if I have an old Woo chart. I don't remember looking at it. There it is. Can I give a prediction on Serum? Don't know about it. Ooh. I see why Woo is moving. Woo to you. Is there a... Woo is looking at that all-time high for market cap. No more alerts. Sorry, Woo. Looking at an all-time high for that market cap. Monthly above pretty much every resistance. This, I mean, possibly could be the next one to go into price discovery, right? Could be. Very close. I was like, I'm not looking at more charts. And then I looked at more charts. Interesting. So what I do notice, just a really quick thought here, is we're almost back to the all-time high in market cap for Woo. However, price still about 50% of its all-time high. A little bit less. Market cap almost back to the all-time high. Price almost half of the all-time high. What does that mean? We can pretty much infer that from March of 22 to today, that the supply has 2x'd, if not more. It's 100% supply inflation in just under 2 years. I don't know. Not my jam. Not my jam. Oh, I missed a bunch of super chats. Hold on a sec. 100 telephone polls. Let's fucking go. I missed all these. Let me see who did. I'm sorry, Lee. I love you, brother. I didn't see that. Of course, you're looking for Jesus up here in the top 4. Lee, here every day. What a Chad. Always looking out for that Jesus coin. TJ with 100 telephone polls to do Rio. Immutable X says Kirkleberry for the 2 pounds. Tillin with the 6 pounds. What about Amp? Tillin, you're a patron, so I'll pull it up. Patrons get special treatment. Yeah, by the way, if you are new to crypto, if you're new to trading, either or. But really, if you're new to crypto, I think the best thing you could do is sign up for Patreon. Best thing you can do. I'm getting rid of this chart. This is old. I say that because we have a track record. Years of making successful crypto. I don't even want to say traders. I want to say investors. It's not a signal group. We don't guarantee you'll make mad fat stacks just by joining. That's not how the world works. But what we do guarantee is that you'll find a community full of people who have made it in crypto. And they will share their experiences with you. And you'll be surrounded by like-minded people who want to talk about the things you want to talk about. What it offers, I do post more trades, more charts for the patrons, but I want to say 2 to 3 times a month we have patron exclusive trading lessons, a little more intimate less people. You can ask questions in real time. Get a little bit more access to me. There's still discounted memberships available into next year. There's not many of them. But join our crew. Join it up. You won't regret it. You won't. Anyway. AMP. Kind of interesting. Did push past 0.3 cents. I mean, 0.5 on deck. I do like, this is something I do like about this chart. I like the way it fell from 21. We love talking about inefficient price action because I don't know why you'd be talking about anything else as alts are retracing and moving back to all-time highs. But I like this. This is some of the least efficient, most down, least bouncy, right? So, little example. When we say there's very inefficient price action, just went down. If we saw something like maybe this, right? If we fell more like this, kind of like how we're doing down here even, but if we had fallen more like this, we would then be painting more resistance. More buyers would have jumped in thinking the coin's going up, get trapped high, get sold down, and they would sit there. Obviously not all of them, but in general, sit there and wait for price to return so they can break even. This has one of the biggest, actually let's see percentage wise, one of the biggest inefficiencies here. Literally this inefficiency is like 95% down. You are back to your monthly resistance. I think you will be actually back to your monthly resistance in the next 16 days. It looks like 0.05. You might find something up here at 0.08, but once you get past 0.05, this coin could get pretty exciting. If it can hold this level, and especially at 0.08, I'll feel confident. You might look for a return all the way to 5 cents, which seems pretty bonkers, but is totally possible. AMP, that's kind of spicy. I wish I had more alerts. I'll have to keep this one up. Real quick, looking at Bitcoin. Haven't looked at Bitcoin at all. Haven't looked at it at all. Didn't quite reach 44. I was looking for 44. Got 43.4, 34.5. 43.5. Wow, dyslexia. We had that kind of crazy sell-off here that turned into a wick. I was really hoping to see this push higher. I don't love that it didn't. And we were very close to it looking not as bullish as I would like. So kind of what I'm looking at here. We traded down to 40K. That was solid. That was a solid move. We were saying, all right, if this is going to fall, that's where we're looking. We're looking. The weekly. Oh, why were we looking there? Well, it's a psychological number, but that was the weekly open. We had seen the daily go back, fill in a fair value gap, basically back to the previous candle open before wicking back up and moving. Weekly did the same thing here. So I think I can almost do this methodically, like this, robotically. If we move lower, our next downside target might be 37.7. It's the monthly open. We've seen it on the day. We've seen it on the week. Maybe it just makes sense. Not really even calling for this at this point. Just saying that's a little patternistic here. I don't want to say this is a problem, but it does call my attention. So typically, I would say right here on the 13th, we shot up. And we typically would then go back and look to hit that fair value gap left by the daily opening, or opening and closing much higher. But we already did that yesterday. So now a move to that level, which is like 41.4, 41.5, not so bullish. We already filled that in. This might be a sign of weakness. What I do like, though, is so far we've hit a higher low today. Hit a higher low the day before. And not the day before that. But we had a higher low, or we still have a higher low today. Holding that 41.6, this is still trending up. This is still looking good. And you might expect kind of something like this, where you get a low, a lower high, a slightly higher low, a lower high, slightly higher low, and then you start seeing higher highs paint. This is very much how the 2020 to 21 bull market started in that sense. It doesn't look exactly the same, but let me just zoom back here. This is kind of what I'm talking about. You traded sideways for a long time. We'll call this Q2 and 3 of this year. You moved up. We'll call this Q4. We'll call this maybe Q1, 24, who knows. Retracing, not breaking your low, setting a higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. Eventually, you broke out. You broke past that, what is that? That's like August high. But basically, back past 45K, and this is what happened. This would be if they were equivalent, right? So that's what I'm hoping for here. Doesn't look exactly the same, but we might be looking for a similar move. I'm going to want to see these lows hold. For the easiest way to understand this, kind of what I'm suggesting. This is kind of a conditional trade though. If you believe this is the start of a real bull run, we're going to all-time highs. If you believe that, there is a trade that could be crafted from a long position. All it would do is put the stop below our low at 40.1 or wherever you think this is beginning, and just looking to hold along, right? The problem is you'll have pretty big downside. Actually, it doesn't look like it. 4% here. That's not so bad from price right now. 5%. Can you get a good RR? Not a terrible RR to 48, but basically betting on those lows holding at some point, whether it's now or in a year or in 4 years or whatever. When we are in a full bull market, we will have a series of higher lows like this, just like we looked in 2020. That will lead up, right? It's just mathematically how it has to happen. Your lows have to go up if the price goes up. Your lows can't go down if the price is going up, right? That's your highs going up. Easy peasy. I don't know if I'd like endorse this trade. I think it's a little sloppy. You're not really planning a trade. You're not really looking for an entry, right? You're just saying, well, I don't think it'll go below this low. So there it is. I don't love it. You might look instead 41.2. Or if you're not thinking it's starting yet, maybe targeting 37.7, something like that. Looking to move back to in that scenario. Maybe back to 42.1, something like that. Something like that. I just wanted to have along to kind of show you guys. I'm going to delete it. Just to show you guys the kind of thinking process here. This is not the prettiest of charts, but you do potentially start to see those higher low patterns if this holds here. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Crazy for you. All right. What's up, Francisco Korea? I'm sorry I butchered your name, man. Welcome to the fam. Thanks for subscribing. If you're out there and you haven't yet, smash those likes and subscribes. Join our family. Best way to do that is to jump in the Discord. I don't think my buttons are working, but jumping in the Discord. Nah, they're not. I wonder why. Oh, because I didn't turn the program on. Or not. Okay, cool. Yeah, there it is. I've been pushing these buttons and they haven't been working. Jump in the Discord. Keep up with our live streams. You'll always get an alert. YouTube doesn't always want you to get this alpha when we go live, and it doesn't always send you notifications. Join the Discord so you never miss a piece of the stream. You'll also get some free BTC and a community that never sleeps talking about crypto 24/7. Since I didn't send the links out at the beginning of the episode, our sponsors, FEMEX and LuxAlgo, my number one favorite crypto trading exchange and the number one company, the number one indicator company on TradingView, LuxAlgo. They are our sponsors, top tier. Sign up using my link. They are great tools and exchanges. I know you'll find value in them. I just know it. Let's see. What time is it? How long have we been live? An hour? We've been live an hour. You know what? It's Friday, guys. Happy F-Boy Friday. FBF to everyone here. Love you all. We're going to be live again Monday or this weekend. We haven't seen a lot of we didn't see a lot of spice last weekend, but maybe we will again, as that does seem to be happening more and more often lately. Tune in Monday, if not sooner. Jump in the Discord. I'll be in there. Chat with me. Join the Patreon. You know the deal. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Try not to think about charts all weekend. Try to have some fun. Crown out.